This is uncomfortable.
This is uncomfortable.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Solace again. This is Meeting the Fandom episode 3, and you are?
I would be Suka the Fox.
So, I was gonna ask, on Twitter you're like Suka Volpe.
Yes, I'm Suka
Is-
Volpe. Volpe is my Sona's last name. It just
Okay,
means
it is.
Fox.
It does mean Fox. I was just wondering, like, is there anything really behind that or not? Just
There is
Uh-oh.
the thing of, like, as far as my name goes, is one of the hobbies that I like to do and that I've always really liked, because I've always liked really fast things, be it cars or motorcycles or all of those other things. I really like watching them. I like watching fast things, like watching races.
Mm-hmm.
And Suka in Inuit, which is like the Native American Alaskan tribe, it means fast. So
Oh, really?
yeah, it means fast. And so I named myself Fast Fox. So, like, it was Suka Fox. It was not long after that, like, the poor little 12-year-old me who came up with this. I don't even know if I was 12. I was really young.
Oh my
I was
goodness.
really young when I came up with this character.
You've had this character for a very long time.
I have been a furry for a very long time.
That's great.
But yeah, I came up with him, and then, like, not long after that, the whole Suka Biliat thing became a meme. So it means, yes, everyone, it does mean bitch in Russian.
Oh, does it? I actually
does.
didn't know that.
In almost any Slavic language, Suka, but it's spelled differently. It's Cyka, means bitch.
Oh, goodness.
Which is not ideal. But in Indonesian, which is another language, it means love. So I guess I'm like a fast loving bitch or whatever. I don't know if that's a positive thing or not.
Oh, that's great though. So you said you've had your persona since you were like 12?
Yes, I came up with him. I don't know if it was 2007 or it was like between 2006 and 2008. That was whenever I came up with him.
Oh wow. So what kind of spurred you? I guess so. Can you give me a little bit of how you kind of found out you were a furry? What caused you to make your persona? Kind of like, what was that driving force? That, oh, you know what? I'm Suka Volpe.
Well.
Oh boy, I love it.
We got to travel back in time now, back to little 10, 11-year-old me. I was in a very not great place in my life. I lived in what was essentially the most racist town I have ever been in my entire life. There was a whole lot of crime there, and it was just not really a very good place to be. So, little old me, being the little kind of very much so a nerdy kid that I was terrible at making friends because my dad is a minister.
Oh, really? Wow.
So I was always the goody two-shoes kind of kid anyway. Which is not a very good thing to be if you're in a town full of people that kind of happen to be criminals. But
yeah,
besides that, I didn't really get along with anybody that was there because I couldn't understand why these people hated this people just because of the color of their skin, or these people hated these people because they hung out with these people. I could never understand that. And I moved 22 times in my life.
Oh wow!
At this point. At that point, I think I'd moved like 15, 16 times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I hated it. I hated moving all the time. I was never anybody that anybody knew. So I dove myself into the magical world of the internet land.
Oh, no.
So in said internet land, I found DeviantArt chat rooms and IRC chats. And stuff like that. As a poor little innocent little 10 to 12-year-old. But DeviantArt is actually what made me get into furry in the first place anyway. So I'm going to go more into DeviantArt. Because it was a relatively tame place.
Yes. Yes.
And I got into like all their little chat rooms that they had. And originally, like there were wolf roleplay chat rooms, and you were supposed to come up with your own character and come up with stories and stuff. And I came up with a wolf that was my first character. I think his name was Kubo.
Kubo, okay.
Yeah, and he was just kind of like a plain Jane, nothing important about him. And so I had him for like all of like a week or two, and I got bored of him. And so
like, nope, not me.
I made 2 characters after that, one of which was supposed to be like a further extension of me.
Okay.
This dude, Suka. I came up with him. And the other one was meant to be like more of like a really confident, very powerful, like fantasy style character. And that one's name was Enzo. And I used him in several of the stories that I wrote. I actually have like a novel series that I dove like all of my time into that, and I wrote all kinds of stories. And I did that for a long time. Nobody ever really seemed to read them, except for on DeviantArt. There were a few people who did.
Yeah.
And I've just kind of like abandoned it and let it sit in this drawer over here.
Oh no. You have them readily accessible.
Yes.
I love it.
This entire thing, like, was started by like 12-year-old me, and I just filled the entire thing.
Wow.
And I ran out of space on this, so I wrote more on my laptops. DeviantArt is where I found it, and then through those like feral RP chats, I found the furry fandom. And originally I was like, okay, because I was a super innocent 12-year-old.
Right. Minister's kid, you know.
Yeah, I was super innocent, and I was like raised to be like, oh, being gay is bad and like all this other stuff. I was never like raised to judge anybody. That I was like, it was like, oh, these are not the people that I should probably be hanging around.
Right.
Totally wound up hanging out with them all the time. And
it's the furry fandom, yeah.
Yeah, I wound up hanging out with them all the time because they were super accepting, and like anything, they were always really, really supportive. And I really liked that. And so I hung out with them for a lot longer. And I made a fur affinity, and then I found all these other things that had to do with the furry fandom that I also happened to like, and then I ignored that. We're going to ignore that part.
Yep.
So then I just kind of went further on with like the character that was supposed to be a representation of me, so Suka. And I just kind of went along with me as a cross fox for the rest of the time.
A what fox?
Cross fox. Cross foxes are a like coloration of red foxes. They are normally like black, orange, and gray, and that's what I am.
Oh, did not know that. That's really cool though.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you had 2 personas. Do you have any more?
Well, there was really like this is the only one that was ever really meant to be my persona.
Okay.
And the other one was just a character that I had in a story.
Okay, so you don't really run multiple personas right now.
No, I never really have.
Okay, so Suka, I've actually been wanting to ask this for like a solid week now. Who is your maker? Is it something that you actually commissioned straight for Suka, or was this like a pre-made?
Okay, so I'm gonna start off with like my initial time of when I wanted to make Suka and I wanted to commission him.
Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah. It was pretty terrible. So.
All right.
Ever since like I went to college and I went off to a bigger city to go to college because I hated living in small towns. I had been living in small towns like my entire life.
Oh yeah.
So I got thrown into the big city, and they have huge fur meets there every month, and it was like 10 minutes from my school. So there were fursuits there every day because there's like between 100 and 200 people would go to this fur meet.
Wow.
Every month.
Wow.
And it's awesome. So I was like, okay, dang it, I want a fursuit. Like really, really bad. So I kind of voiced this opinion amongst like all of my friends, and I had one of my friends who had made their own fursuit, and they were like, "Oh, I could do that for you. Just like give me this money." And like I will leave them unnamed because they are actually really nice people. They just should never have accepted something that it takes this much work on their plate on top of like everything else. But they're like, "Sure, I'll do it for you," and I'm like, "Okay." And so I threw them money for like the fur and all of the materials and everything. That's expensive for for people who don't know how much like all of these things cost. They are a lot. They are a lot of money, even for just the materials by themselves, let alone the work. They're a lot. So 18-year-old me, the trusting person that I am, trusted them. That was a bad idea. So long story short, didn't see any progress, didn't see any of the like anything at all from that. Would ask them about it and they're like, "Oh, I haven't started." And it's like, "Ah!" So
it's
I waited a year.
Worse.
I waited a year, finally got tired of waiting that year, and I was like, "Okay, I'm going to wind up commissioning a fursuit again." And so this is 2014 now. And I'm like, I'm gonna do it. Because I have the money, I can do it.
Do it.
And
here's my money.
Yep. And so I'm like, okay, I want to make a fursuit. So another friend who happened to make their own fursuit, and it's like, okay, I think I can do this for you, and blah 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 blah. We got it. Like with him, with respect to him, he did make progress on it. We got a foam base made. We got like the fur and a duct tape dummy and all that stuff was done. The only thing about that is whenever I was like, when it was, the progress was painfully slow, like painfully slow. So I waited 1 year and I'm like, okay, so I can see minimal progress is being made. I'm all right with this. 2 years. Still nothing. So it's 2016. 2017 rolls by. No progress at all from there. And so I'm just like, I just want a fursuit.
Oh, no.
I wanted it so bad. And so we get through all of 2017 and I'm like, okay, like, dude, would you hate me if I go and commission somebody else? And he's like, no, I know it's taken a really long time. I'm sorry. And I shouldn't have done this. Because he was working, again, with respect to him, he's working 2 jobs and he had no time to do this. But I should have realized that he had no time, and he should have realized that he had no time. So it's kind of both of us screwed up there. So Antricon rolls around, and I'm like, Antricon last year, 2018.
Okay.
And I'm just kind of like, dang it, I want to get a fursuit. I know what my budget is. I don't want to spend any more than this amount of money, and I want a fursuit. And I'm going to commission a fursuit maker. I don't know who it's going to be, but I'm going to pick somebody because I want one done.
Right.
And so I walk around and I get quotes from everybody. Several of them are out of my price range. So which is fair. Like they deserve what they ask.
Absolutely.
And they were out of my price range, so I couldn't go with them. And so I was like, okay, I had narrowed it down to like 2 fursuit makers. And I'm like, okay, I don't know whether I want to go with this one or whether I want to go with this one. And my boyfriend, it happens like, because they're Louisiana first.
Okay.
And they're like, well, have you ever considered Naturo? And I'm like, you mean like Naturo, like the little, like the Firewolf person? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, I didn't even realize they made suits. They're like, yeah, they made Kira's and they made this person and this person, this person's, and they like lots of different local furs. And I'm like, well, their stuff looks really good. And so then like I was like, okay, I messaged them and I was like, okay, is this something that you'd be open to? And she was like, yes. So she like opened her own like fursuit maker studios kind of thing. She's called Firewolf Studios.
Firewolf Studios, all right.
And her prices are his prices are ridiculously good.
Oh.
And so I was like, okay, like if that's all it's gonna cost, then yes, you have my business. Here you go. Here's the money. Take it. And
make me.
Yes. And so he goes, okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and let you know, I'm kind of backed up on my queue. It'll probably be about 3 months before I can start on your suit. And I'm like, okay, I'm all right with that. I've waited 5 years now. So I'm fine with that as long as I can see progress that gets made. So he winds up starting on it like roughly like 3 or 4 months later. And whenever he's starting on it, he's like, okay, I'm short on orange fur. So I'm going to have to, like, it's going to take a little bit longer. I'm going to have to order some more orange fur. I'm like, all right, that works. And then they wound up getting the orange fur, and they literally, I swear, they made this thing in less than a month. It was awesome, and I was able to have it ready for MFF, and I was able to debut it at MFF 2018. And so I was at MFF 2018, and I was at TFF 2019 this year, and those are the only cons that I've really done with this guy.
I have to say, there will be links in below. I need you to supply me with the links for Firewolf Studios or like all that. We'll leave links in below for them in the description. And
guys, they'll do like entire partials for like $1,000. Like all awesome. Of this for like $1,000. It's awesome. Like their heads, I think, are like $500 or $600, something like that.
That's really good.
It's super good.
I will have to say, Naturo did a wonderful job. I absolutely love your suit. It was like one of the first things. As soon as I saw you, I was like, I gotta go say hi.
Yay!
I gotta go say hi. And I think you're so cute.
Boy.
So this is the other reason why I had to.
I know this will be freaking mirrored, but it says I'm and not and cute.
I am cute.
I am not cute. You would think that furries would be better at being able to see the not.
I can't see. What are you talking about? I only read I'm cute.
Not.
Oh. Not. So that was actually one of the quick things that drew me. Not only is I love the suit, but I saw the sign. I'm like, why? So why the sign?
Okay. So this actually goes all the way back to DeviantArt again.
Oh no.
It's kind of been like my meme ever since then. Because like I told you before, I was a very, very innocent little minister's kid. And because of that innocence and the air of innocence that I had throughout that entire time there, everybody would constantly call me cute.
Aww.
And I am not cute. I am ferocious and scary. I am fluffy, and I am whatever. I am scurry. I am a tough fox, and I can hold my own. I don't need no man. Okay, I might, but whatever.
I don't need no man.
Yeah.
You don't need him, but you have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had my I'm not cute sign. So I commissioned that like in art a long time ago.
That's awesome.
And then I also had a commission in which one of my friends commissioned it, and they had it where they drew it out with red, like they marked it out with red marker. And so long story short, my friend who rooms with me at Anticon pretty much every year, he went and got he's a carpenter by trade.
Oh, okay.
And so he surprised me a few years ago with the I'm not cute sign, and he got me 2 of them. He got me one that is marked out with red marker and one that's correct.
What? One that's not correct?
one that is correct.
Okay, I will agree
This
to
is the
disagree.
correct one.
I'm
For
gonna
those
agree
of
to
you who
disagree.
are unsure.
Comment down below if you think Suka's cute.
Don't
I want
do
the
it.
comments to flood.
I am not cute. I am ferocious.
I like the pun, but everybody go to Suka's YouTube channel. Again, link's gonna be down below. And flood the video comments with Suka is cute.
I'm not. No.
You're really cool, Suka, okay? Cool.
I'll take cool, but
okay.
I will not take cute. No.
What is it, this way?
No.
Yes.
No.
Grrr.
Did you not see my last TikTok, boy? I am ferocious.
You were something.
I was ferocious.
All right. So, what was your first FurCon? Yeah.
My first FurryCon was TFF 2013. 2013.
Wow.
The Time Traveler's Ball. That was a lot of fun. I went because I had been in, like, it was my first year of college. I went to the University of Texas at Arlington. TFF was literally like 30 minutes away. So I was like, okay, I've been to these fur meets and stuff, and I know all those people are really cool. So let's see what a convention is like. Oh my gosh, it was like furry overload. I was not prepared for like the level of creativity that just everybody there has. Like, it was really kind of a shell shock. At that time, I think TFF was only about 1,000 people. Everybody had like the coolest, like most unique designs, and there was all these fursuiters walking around, and there was all these people that wrote stories and books, and there was all this stuff that I wanted to look at and I wanted to see. And it was just like, it was really overwhelming because I was like, I had never been to a place that had that much creativity and that much that much of those kind of people that have the ability to come up with their own characters and their own stories ever. And I just thought that was the coolest thing, because whenever I went there, it was just I was used to being like the creative weird kid. And there, I mean, I was pretty much like normal or like less creative than average. And I was just I almost saw it as a challenge. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to write more stories. I'm gonna have to do more stuff because this is just really cool. So that was actually whenever I started really writing into my stories and stuff. And it was awesome. So I didn't get a hotel room. That I did walk around. I was just by myself. I didn't know anybody there. Or at least I didn't know that I knew anybody there. And I walked around and I saw everything in the dealer's den and was looking at everything. I got a couple badges, and I think the only thing that like I don't like about like my first FurryCon experience is because I am super socially awkward. I do not do like, that's one of the reasons that my social media game probably sucks really bad. It's because I'm really bad at initiating conversations with people. So I'm not unless they come to me first. If they come to me first, then I'm fine. I'll talk your ear off. But if it requires me going up to somebody else, nope. No talking from the fox. So I'm just going to sit there awkwardly and be like, you guys are really cool. That was the only thing that was kind of a negative, is because I didn't really like go and talk to anybody. So the only people that actually wound up going and talking to me whenever I went there were like kind of creepy. So it was like the people who wound up coming and talking to me whenever I went. Like, I went to one of the dances. I went to the dead dog dance on the last night. And there was a guy who had won the like he won a fursuit like in the silent auction.
Oh.
And so he had like all this newfound confidence and everything. And keep in mind, at this point, I was 17 years old.
No. Oh no.
Like to be fair, they probably didn't know that.
Yeah, you can't assume though. That's the biggest thing about FurCons. Don't assume anything.
Oh yeah, I know. But I was just kind of like, okay. So I was like, he came over to me and was very clearly drunk, and was just kind of like, hey, do you want to go back to my room and blah blah blah? And I'm like, no, no, I don't. And so that was like the only other like negative thing that happened with my first furry con experience.
So to get away from that negative side of things, what was your favorite thing about your first FurCon?
My favorite thing about my first furry con was like just all the creativity and like getting to see all those people that I had seen on the internet, and I had marveled over their artwork, and I'd marveled over their stories that they wrote and all of that. So it was amazing. Like it was really just the coolest thing. Getting like the level of interaction and like face-to-face interaction that you get with a lot of like the furry like content creators. It's on a level that's completely different, I think, from a lot of other fandoms, because like yeah, like you can go to anime cons and you can see a lot of the like content creators that are like at Funimation and all those different people that do stuff for anime, but they're always like kind of on a different level than you whenever they're actually the people that are in the studios doing the work. And with furries, I think like you can actually go up and talk to them and they're not going to look at you like, who are you?
Absolutely.
They're gonna look at you like, oh my gosh, you share these interests. This is so cool. And that's just something that I don't think that you can get out of a lot of other fandoms, and I really like it.
Yeah. A lot of that. I did a lot of like I walked up to Sunny Dingo. I walked up to there's a bunch of people. I just walk up and be like, have you met my friend? Because I'd already seen a lot of them, and then they'd be like, oh hey, what's up? And I was like, hey, this person really wanted to meet you and get a picture.
That's really nice.
Because I don't have that problem, and I'm also that guy. I'm the guy that if you're with me, I will probably shove you into that situation that you don't want to be in, but you want to be in.
Yeah, it's like you do. Like I understand that completely because I've got that entire. It's like I do want to be in that situation, and at the same time, I'm horrified out of my mind.
You're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! I've been that's my fursuit crush. That's them, and I'm just like,
I don't.
Hey, he likes you.
Yeah, I think I'm probably like one of the few people that I don't really have like a fursuit crush. It's more like the content that they created. Like it's like, okay, your videos are really cool, and like this is really cool. And I love your character. I don't really have a fursuit crush. Never really had that. Like there are suits that I think are super adorable, but I don't really have a fursuit crush.
That's one of my things. I'm a big fan of Gem, the one-eyed doe suitor. Blue Husky. Oh, I love that
One-eyed doe makes some awesome suits, man.
They're so I don't think Solace would be a right fit for him, but definitely an awesome suit. But I don't have like fursuit crushes like, oh my god, but it's very much more like there are some suitors that I'm like that suit is amazing. Holy crap.
Yeah.
But how many?
But yeah, I'm like, there are a lot of people that it's just kind of like, no, like, because what goes on in my brain is I'm like, no, they're cool people. They don't even want to talk to me. I'm just a lame old fox.
PSA, we want to meet you. Everybody wants to meet you. Don't ever let that discourage you from saying hi. Uh-oh. 1 second.
I don't know about that.
I want to meet you.
You met me already.
It was worth it.
Yay!
Yay! How many?
Somebody still wants to meet you.
Who wants to meet me?
Sure, somebody.
Suka, what in your mind makes you unique? This can be hobbies as well. Just kind of
so
what makes you unique? What kind of hobbies do you have? Stuff like that.
What kind of hobbies?
Yeah.
Let's see. I think I told you that I like cars.
Yeah.
I like cars a lot. I like fast cars. Rally racing is the thing that I have definitely done.
Oh, really?
And is
That's
a whole
cool.
lot of fun. I drive a Subaru WRX STI.
I don't know what that is.
I used to have an Audi S4. Like I've got
Okay.
sports cars. I
was gonna
like
say,
sports
so-
cars.
Are you more of a sporty car or a muscle?
I'm not really a muscle car fan. I like the ability to go around corners quickly. My favorite type of road is one that looks like spaghetti.
Where you're actively, constantly involved in the driving aspect.
Yes, like just putting your foot down and going straight. I feel like anybody can do that. I mean, it's not true. Not anybody can do that. Don't try that at home. But like, I'm not kidding. Like, it can be
Especially
really
on a
dangerous.
spaghetti road. Don't do that on a spaghetti road.
Yeah. So like I like roads that go back and forth and around and hairpin turns and all that stuff. It's a lot of fun. I really like music. I kind of sing because people tell me to. I don't really think I sound that great, but other people seem to think so, and I don't know why.
Well, I bet people would like to hear some.
Oh.
Would you mind singing for us?
You're gonna make me do this, aren't you?
Yeah. No. Yeah, you have to.
Don't you laugh at me. This roommate over here, he gonna get it.
Uh-oh.
Teenagers scare the living shit out of me. They could care less as long as someone will bleed. So darken your clothes or strike a violent pose. Maybe they'll leave you alone, but not me. The boys and girls in the clique, the awful names that they stick. You're never gonna fit in much, kid. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
Yay! That's pretty good though. No. So, what was your inspiration to doing TikTok and YouTube, and maybe like people that you admire?
Okay, so YouTube, I pretty much did just because I came up with a video idea that I thought would be fun. Like the first YouTube video that I did was really just like somebody else's work. Because they did all the editing and the filming and everything, and they just happened to catch me in suit while I was at MFF.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
And they sent me like the whole big file of all of their stuff, and I'm like, okay, can I edit this down to like what is just me in it, and then I can make it like my own little MFF video. And he's like, oh yeah, sure, you can do that. Because BBF is like the nicest person ever. BigBlueFox. He's a German fur.
Oh, okay, absolutely. So yeah, we'll leave a description down below for sure.
But yeah, he he filmed all that, and so I was just like, okay, I edited that together, and then I was like, okay, I've been going around on Omegle and stuff, and I think that that's somewhat entertaining. People like watch Let's Plays and stuff, so it's like, why not watch me play around and talk to people on Omegle and see what the reactions and stuff were to that. So I did that with like 3 hours of like going around on Omegle and recording all the interactions with it, and I got probably about 15 minutes of like decent content. I made that video. It's kind of meh. I mean, honestly, like all of my videos are kind of meh. But I worked hard on them, and if you guys like them, then that's nice. I really made them more for fun than for anything else.
Of course.
I did the singing video with my boyfriend, and I did one other video. Oh my god, I did the video of like where I was like, iMovie has like all those filters and stuff.
Yep.
And
that was actually really entertaining. That was a really entertaining video, actually.
Yeah, I played around with those. That was like a flashback to when I was like a 12-year-old kid and I was playing with it. Yep.
Well, if you guys don't know, definitely. It was basically an effects generator.
Yeah.
Through the photo booth, and it's actually pretty funny, and you should definitely watch that.
Yeah, it was goofy.
I personally loved your singing video with your boyfriend. I thought it was awesome.
Thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I know that other people like took time out of their day to watch it, and I appreciate that. I really like it.
Yeah.
Because you guys are amazing. The TikTok,
They are amazing.
however, started because I lost a bet with one of my friends in like a chat room on Telegram, and he was like, "Okay, if you lose this bet, you have to sing on TikTok and make a video on there." And I'm like, "Fine," because I didn't think I was going to lose, and I lost. And so I made the video. It exploded. By my for my standards, it was like 1,700 views and had like a whole bunch of different likes. So then I just started I did another singing video, and I did some more other videos of like just me like doing what every other TikToker does, and like lip syncing and moving around to like the sounds. And long story short, in like a month and a half, I somehow have 3,000 followers on there.
Amazing.
I don't know how that happened, but it happened,
Yeah,
and it was.
Wow.
It was really cool because like now I've got like people that message me and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I liked your little videos," and I'm like, "Oh, thank you," because those little TikTok videos they're a lot of fun.
They look like a lot of fun.
They take very little time in comparison to YouTube videos. So YouTube creators definitely like that. That's a lot more time consuming. So if you want to watch me on TikTok, it's like I'm Suka Volte. I'm a dork. I'm not cute, and I'm very scary. Like I'm the ferocious fox. Mm-hmm. Yes, Yes, I am.
No.
Yes.
I already told you.
Because you're a wolf and your little sniffer is bigger than mine does not mean you're scarier.
Oh, I'm not scary at all.
Exactly. I'm the scary one. I'm Halloween colors, man.
What are some of your upcoming cons and maybe future goals for TikTok and YouTube? Do you have anything set for the future that you want to happen?
Goals? I don't know if I really have any goals. I mean, I've just kind of my goal for both TikTok and YouTube is just to keep having fun and making silly videos. I don't really care how many people are following me or not.
That's awesome.
That's pretty much my only goals for TikTok or YouTube.
Do you plan on writing more?
I would like to write more, and now that I have more time, since I only have one job instead of two, I might actually start writing more. I'm probably gonna wind up posting like my older story, and start rewriting it a little bit and tweaking it to where I like it a little bit more. Because I never really went through and like properly edited it. Please do read it, and if you do read it, let me know. It's kind of long.
Once you get it posted, I'll have to come back in and I'll put that link down below as well for people to read.
So cons for 2019. TFF already went there. Probably gonna go to Anthrocon. Definitely gonna go to Anthrocon because that's one of my favorite cons. It has been and will remain one of my favorite cons. Pretty much as long as it keeps existing, I think. It was where I met my boyfriend. So like we've been boyfriends for 5 years.
Wow.
Roundabout.
That's awesome.
Yeah. After that, maybe Denver. I would like to go to Denver. Because I like my second con ever was RMFC. So I really liked that. I like Denver. I like Colorado as an area. It's just really pretty. ACFI for sure. Alamo City Furry Invasion. Definitely going to that. It's only like 2.5, 3 hours for me. Big maybe. Probably not MFF. Maybe.
So remember, everybody, if you see Suka Fox at those conventions, you gotta go say hi and give him a hug, take a picture with him, and call him cute.
No, not that last part. Don't listen to him on the last thing.
Don't listen to me.
All the other stuff is fine, just not the last thing.
If I could wink. Don't listen to me. Wink. Wink. But thank you so much for hanging out and doing this interview with me, Suka Fox. I think you're a wonderful person.
Thank you.
It was really fun meeting at TFF and just chilling with your squad when I did. And I'm glad to have gotten to know you better, and I hope everybody who is watching has gotten to know you better and really, really wants to meet you. I hope they get to meet you.
Yay!
And do you have any final thoughts?
Just keep calm and stay furry.
Keep calm, stay furry. Links down in the description below on all the super stuff we have talked about. Please go and follow them. And, of course, you want to hit that notification bell because they are awesome. And if you feel like it and you like this series, leave a like, leave comments. Definitely call them cute in the comments. Do it. Do it. Do it. I believe in you. But
Don't do
I love
it, every
you.
Fluffy. Don't do it.
I love you, furry fam. Y'all have a great night. Check out the Stories of a Fur episode after this where we talk about the story from Suka Anthrocon. Bye. Hugs.